Are you struggling to create a Webpack plugin that replaces one function with another? It can be a tricky task, but don't worry, you're in the right place. Today, we're diving into how to tackle this issue effectively. I totally get it. Trying to manipulate functions in your code can feel overwhelming, especially when things don't work as expected. You're not alone in this. Many developers face similar challenges. Here's the specific situation we're addressing. One user asked, "How can I create a Webpack plugin that replaces a function and exposes a new one globally?" They shared their code and mentioned an issue where the new function becomes undefined when certain blocks are commented out. Sound familiar? Let's explore this together. So what's happening here? The user is trying to replace a function called getValue with a new function NGT, while also exposing NGT globally. However, commenting out a specific block causes NGT to become undefined. Let's break down the code to understand the issue better. And stick around. At the end of this video, I'll share a workaround that could simplify your plugin development process. To address the user's issue, we will first ensure that the NGT function is properly exposed as a global variable. This can be done by modifying the plugin's apply method. Next, the user should check the placement of the plugin that handles the call to getValue. It's important to ensure that this plugin is correctly set up to avoid the undefined error. Now, let's focus on the getValue function replacement. The user needs to ensure that the replacement logic is correctly implemented to avoid any errors during compilation. Finally, the user should test the plugin after making these changes. This will help confirm that the NGT function is accessible globally and that the getValue function is replaced correctly. Fun fact, did you know that the first version of Webpack was released in 2012? It has come a long way since then, making module bundling easier for developers everywhere. Now, let's look at the answers provided by other users. An alternative approach suggested by another user involves overriding a function based on the environment. For instance, you can define a function and then, if the environment is set to production, redefine that function with a new implementation. That wraps up that answer. Let's move on to another one. An alternative solution provided by another user suggests using the Webpack merge plugin. This plugin is particularly useful for replacing functions as needed in your Webpack configuration. Here's a tip. If you're facing issues with undefined functions, always check the scope and ensure that your plugins are applied in the correct order. This can save you a lot of headaches. And there you have it. With these steps, you should be able to create your Webpack plugin successfully. Remember, debugging can be challenging, but with persistence, you'll get there. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe for more tips and tricks.